Alright, ladies, gentlemen, and kitties, thanks to Moto Guzzi of North America, I'm at the Laughlin River Run this year, and today I will be taste testing Moto Guzzi Audace, or Audace, or O-Da-che, whatever you call it. But as what the marketing guys said, it's the Audace. On? Dang, that thing shakes a lot. But the good thing is, this bike is, the O-Da-che is a light bike for its size. And the first thing you know is this engine, the parallel V4 from the Moto Guzzi's 1400 series. As you can see on idle, it shakes a lot. So far, first impression, it feels like you're riding on basically the Harley Davidson Fat Bob. A little aggressive stance, foot pegs in the front, not a floorboard, and it has the same atmosphere, the same silhouette almost. So on idle, this 1400 V-twin, parallel V-twin, idles heavily, shakes, it vibrates heavily on idle, but I think it might smoothen out once we get faster. The side mirrors so far, standard fare Moto Guzzi, wide view coverage, but this time for some reason, unlike the other Moto Guzzis that I've ridden so far, this one has a little bit better so from this angle you think that this handlebar was pulled straight from a dirt bike. Part of the Moto Guzzi 1400 family, the Eldorado, the MGX-21 Flying Fortress, the California, and the O-Da-che. This is a lot of rigatoni in this bike. It looks badass though. Yeah, it feels like I'm riding a FZ10. The riding position in this bike is very aggressive. So it feels like a naked bike, but with your feet forward. It's like almost a similar riding position as a X-Diavel. It has the same smooth V-twin drivetrain from the other 1400 Moto Guzzis. So while we're at the light right now, ergonomics check. I'm 6'3", 200 to 220 pounds with a 32-inch inseam. And I'm completely flat-footed in a cruiser position, laid down and everything. Putting to neutral is stupid easy, just like the other 1400 models that I've tested before. And if you're used to the flat twin or anything parallel V-twin like this bike pitches sideways. See? This one has cruise control right here. Unlike the Eldorado, this one doesn't have a switch on this side, but it has all your necessary switches here. There's your mode button. It shows your odometer, your average speed, your clock, current miles per gallon, instant miles per gallon, voltmeter. Okay, and then the current time, and then their menu, whatever. I'm not going to touch any of that. So this is the lightest model that the Moto Guzzi 1400 on their lineup. So this is lighter than the Eldorado, much more aggressive than the Eldorado, a little bit smaller than the MGX-21. Oh, this bike wants to have fun. I like it. Me likey. It feels like I'm riding a Victory Octane right now with a far bigger engine. Just like the 1400 series Guzzis, the rear brake pedal has almost no play at all. Instant response. There's a little play, but for a cruiser that's more than enough. Front brakes, on the other hand, has a little bit of a play, but it has a progressive grab. Another thing to point out, the clutch lever has a significant amount of spring resistance right here, so on stop and go traffic it might cramp up your left hand. The gear selector, you have to manhandle it a little bit. It's not flicky light like a KTM or a BMW. Just have to make sure that you're on gear. But the good thing is, it's easy to put it to neutral, so that's a huge plus. So far so good. I'm liking the O-Da-che right now. It really does deliver. It feels lighter than it is. The torque of this bike offsets its weight. or in size. It's like I'm rolling with the V7 in front of me and the V9 next to me. Okay, with this bike so far, I'm feeling some emanating heat on my right leg and a little bit on my left. I'm feeling some heat dissipating on my legs a bit. Even while moving, you can really feel it. But if you have a dedicated motorcycle jeans, you might not feel it. But right now, I'm wearing a regular 505 jeans right now, and I can really feel the heat coming between on my shin area. Wow, it's like it feels like I'm riding an aggressive entry-level cruiser, like the Octane or the Scout. But this is a far bigger bike than those two. It has similar feel as the Harley Davidson Sport Glide. It has that same mannerism, same attitude. But your sitting position on the Sport Glide is a little bit more relaxed compared to this. This one you have to lean forward like a street fighter, like in that fourth gear, it just glides right now. A typical trait on the 1400 Guzzis. This is as smooth as a fettuccine alfredo with lots of milk and cheese. That's smooth. I don't know if it's smooth in the toilet or something. See, it pulls just the way you like it. It's as if right now I'm riding like a naked bike right now, on which my foot is just a little bit forward, like the Octane. Mind you, for the price, Indian Scout and the Victory Octane are bargain for what it is. This one is a little bit way up market than those two, but it has the same characteristics. It's very smooth. Let me try fifth gear. It chugs along. The refinement is there. It feels like I'm riding an Indian bike. It bugs too much at sixth gear at 43 miles an hour. So the sixth gears is good only for the freeways. Take note on any Guzzi bikes. On street speeds like this, 40 to 50 miles an hour, the sixth gear is useless. It bugs too much. Fifth, it's okay if you want to have enough torque and gas mileage at the same time. It feels so nimble, so light. I like it. It feels so easy to ride. Except when you're idling at a standstill, the bike just vibrates like a Harley. But once it gets moving, it's so refined. It's like other Guzzi 1400 Guzzis. This bike is kind of tricky to rev match. It sounds nice when you push it, but right now I'm wearing a head sock and earplugs. So on normal speeds, you don't hear the awesome exhaust note that this bike makes. For some reason, I can hear the exhaust note on this than on the Eldorado at the moment. I haven't ridden the California and the MGX yet, but so far I like the way this bike feels, the way it sounds, despite its little bit of niggles here and there. It's pretty nice bike. I like it, but I'm still not used to have an aggressive riding position in a cruiser. Right now my upper back is kind of bothering me a little bit right now because it's awkward riding position for me. If you're used to this, hey, by all means. See, on highways like this, 50 to 60 miles an hour, fifth gear is perfect. And if I put it to 6, yep, it chugs. It struggles a bit. The technique to rev match this bike, I just figured it out. You gotta be very snappy when you downshift. You have to be very quick to downshift this bike to make a very good, smooth and progressive rev matching. So far so good. If ever I get the chance to crisscross it a little bit, it kind of feels similar to the Moto Guzzi Stelvio adventure bike. It's that impressive. See? You gotta be very quick to downshift. See? You have to rev match aggressively to get the rev match on this bike. Now on freeway speeds, let's test it out. Okay, between 60 to 70 miles an hour, the sixth gear is a lot more functional now. It's optimized for fuel economy. Basically it. On the freeway atmosphere like right now, of course, like a naked bike or any bike that has no windshield, better be aware that the wind will push you around like crazy. But this bike weighs it down really nicely. You just have to anticipate some crosswinds on this. It's pretty easy. It's just I'm not used to the riding position. But yeah, and riding it with one hand is pretty easy also. The wide bars really helped. For dirt bike riders, you might feel at home in this bike because of its wide handlebars. Yeah, you gotta flip it when you rev match it. Unfortunately, you can barely hear the engine at this speed. So yeah, you know, a little bit of nitpicking here. The instrumentation on the 1400 Guzzis, like the NGX, the Eldorado, and the O-Da-che right now, I love it. I just simply love the layout. A floating tach, a floating needle on the tach, and a digital everything else. I really like that. I'm so accustomed to it. Why can't all bikes have the same design? Oh well, patent infringement or something like that. One thing I noticed too with this side mirror, it's not convex enough to see the one that is closer to your bike. It kind of, the visibility is a little bit too outward for my liking. But whatever works. If you're into that, that's good. For some reason with this particular unit, something is squeaking in this bike. I don't know. Maybe it's my helmet or the bike. This bike. No, it's my bike is squeaking. I thought my helmet is squeaking. Let's hear it again. The engine. Whoa, very flicky. This bike is so nimble, flicky. It feels light. That surprised me. Awesome. It feels light. I think that's thanks to the parallel V-twin on this bike has, maybe. I'm not so sure. But it's very flicky. It doesn't feel bumbling idiot, as if it's like Super Mario. Mamma mia! I'm riding at Moto Guzzi! Bellissima! It's too bad that Moto Guzzi is living in the shadows of Bimota, Ducati, Aprilia. Although this is the same company as Aprilia, owned by the Piaggio group, on which Piaggio builds Vespa, their own brand Piaggio, Aprilia, and this. The Guzzi is so Italian yet so nostalgic. Oh yeah, like all the 1400 bikes have the same engine, the same 1400cc parallel V-twin, and a shaft drive. And then, except for minor alterations, all four bikes are all similar at a certain degree. Oh, cutting it close. Low speed maneuvers in this bike is close to almost excellent. See, look, I'm still balancing it. See? I think I can bring this to the MSF course. I don't think the bulk will worry me too much. It's so easy to ride this in low speeds. Way easier than the Eldorado that I rode. But time will tell in regards to the MGX21 and the California, the original 1400 on which the core bike, all of these bikes were based from. And the torque is seamless. Just like all the Guzzi V-twin, it's very, very torquey. They should put this engine into the Stelvio. The Stelvio has a 1200 cc V-twin, while this one is 1400. They should build a 1400 Stelvio. Oh well, I'm not rich enough to dictate product decisions or something like that. Just be aware, if you're traveling less than 15 miles an hour, that sideways idle situation will be amplified. here we go. We're back to the booth. Alrighty. That was fun. Neutral. Off. Off. And finding the kickstand is pretty tricky. You have to look down, and there you go. It snaps back out. And here you go. The O-Da-che 1400. As you can see, this is the 1400 parallel V-twin. There's the shaft drive over here. It's everything black, but it doesn't impose too much, unlike the MGX 21. I like the sleek styling of it, and very flicky, very maneuverable. And just like the Eldorado, it doesn't have the preload shocks on it. So there you go. 2 thumbs up. The Moto Guzzi Audace 1400. See you guys later. Peace out.